So, as I promised, let's do 3 pears using 3 colors. Here on my palette, I've got plenty of white dollops out. I've got a big glob of yellow. We're going to put some red up in here, lots of red, and let's get some blue over here. So basically, it's the primary colors, isn't it? And lots of water. My brushes are clean. Let's draw that pear. Make it really simple. Remember, we're going to do circle, 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 triangle on the top. Let's keep this simple. Let's not get all real cerebral about this whole thing. There it is, there it is, there it is. And here we go, the light side, light side, light side, light side, light side. There you go. We're even going to put some of that color back here, nice and bright. Okay, so there are my brightest spots. Notice again how I'm leaving some of that orange peek through. Now let's go to the darkest part. The darkest part will be the red. It starts out just like the monochromatic, doesn't it? Well, that's good to start off monochromatic. A lot of artists do. I know I do. That way you get your lights and darks down, reestablished right from the very beginning. And again, we're going back to the back side over here. The back side of every pear. It's the dark side, so to speak. Dark side over here. You see how I'm always redrawing, repainting this with my color. I can correct all the time. If I don't like something, I can just paint right over it. There we go. See, I'm taking advantage of the mid-tone value here. That's the center mid-tone value. All right. So it's pretty much done as a monochromatic painting. Let's start adding some yellow in here. The yellow is going to really kick it up a little bit, brighten it up. Again, I'm using the yellow as somewhat of my mid-tone. Short, choppy strokes. Notice how I'm not blending. Short, choppy strokes. And I'm going to get while I have that yellow on my brush, I'm going to make the tabletop a bright color. There we go, bright color. Whoops, I forgot the dark shadow, didn't I? Whoa, that's the fun part about all this. There's so much to remember and then forget it. So I'll remind myself by painting negative shape there that there's going to be a shadow here. Okay, real short, there we go. Now, the painting's somewhat done. While I have that color on my brush, again, I always love to put it back somewhere. I clean my brushes out on my paintings. Too many of us are creating all this dirty water by taking this brush load of beautiful color and we put it in our water. One of the things that you might want to consider is when you have extra paint on your brush, put it somewhere else on the painting. That's what helps hold the whole painting together like this. So now we have the red, we have the yellow. Let's go in with the dark color now. This will be the blue. This will be what I call the surprise color. Again, I'm going to take this cobalt blue and add a little bit of white to it. Kind of tones it down a little bit, makes it a beautiful color. And I'm going to come back on the dark side. So now what we have is, wow, look at that. We have cool colors on the dark side here. That's what really popped it up, doesn't it? Oh, I love this color. So we're still working with triadics, yellow, red, and blue. Clean my brush just with a little bit of water. I can come back in here and do short, choppy blending. Remember, you're practicing painting. You're not trying to make a pretty picture. You're just practicing. And this blue is what gives it some nice punch to it. I'm going to take this blue and we'll put a stem in here. You know, a stem, which is fine. Let's come back in here and put that shadow in here. Do you see how that works now? So we have our darks and lights and darks and lights. And you know, while I have some of that blue on my brush, I'm going to add a little bit of red on that brush. So hopefully they'll end up being somewhat of a violet color. And we're going to give it more contrast over here. See, I've made my lights lighter by adding my darks darker over here. See? How do you make your lights lighter? Well, you make your darks darker. You don't necessarily have to keep adding more white to it. Short, choppy stroke, let some of those other colors come through. All right? And it's pretty much done. You see, one of the things I want to point out to you, though, is that you should be painting always with a discarded matte. And I'll be putting a matte on top of this, and you'll see it clearer. See? Dark light, dark light. We always paint with a discarded matte. See? Next to us. Let's use the same principles now in doing a flower. How do you do flowers in a vase? The same situation. It's just it's a vase. Just a square vase. There you go. And let's put some flowers. We'll put this vase on a table. There you go, sitting on a table. Speed this up a little bit because we can. I think you're getting the point here. And I'm going to make the flowers on this side to be dark. Flowers on this side to be dark. Let's really make, because no light is reaching them over there, right? So this side of the vase will be dark, dark, dark. I'm remembering this time to put the shadow in here. Shadows are going to be in here, shadows in here. And while we have that dark color on the brush, let's add some white to that blue, tone it down just a little bit, and here we go. Now I'm going to do what I call negative shape painting. I'm going to take advantage of all this orange and these spotty little yellow irregularities when I put the orange on right now. I told you to make it a mess, so now I'm going to do what I call negative shape painting. And this is an oversimplification, but it's a great way of painting. Dark against light, dark against light. So let's continue all the way across the board here. We have the dark on this side, dark. You see? Let's go dark over here. So you can see we use the same principle of dark lights even if we're doing a vase of flowers.